An ABC News special report. Now reporting, Tom Yamas.
And good evening, and we are coming back on the air with new details on the tragic death of NBA legend Kobe Bryant. ABC News confirming the five-time NBA champion for the Los Angeles Lakers was among 5 people killed when a helicopter crashed and caught fire in Southern California. Authorities in Los Angeles County are holding a news conference now. Let's go to that.
Good afternoon. My name is Daryl Osby, and I'm the fire chief of the Los Angeles County Fire Department. I want to thank you for coming here to today's briefing of the Willow incident. Today, shortly before 10 o'clock at 9:47 a.m., the Los Angeles County Fire Department received a 911 call of a potential helicopter down in a brush fire at the intersection of Los Virgenes Road and Willow Glen Street in the city of Calabasas in unincorporated Los Angeles County. Upon arrival, our firefighters discovered approximately a quarter-acre brush fire that resulted from a crash on the hillside. The Los Angeles County Fire Department initial response was 15 pieces of apparatus and 56 personnel that consisted of paramedics, engine company, heavy rescue, truck company, hand crews, and aircraft, and a chief officer to oversee the incident. Upon arrival, during the incident, and upon arrival of the Sheriff's Department, our two respective departments entered into unified command to handle this incident. Our firefighters on scene indicated that there was a debris field and steep terrain with a quarter-acre brush fire that was occurring at the time. Our firefighters hiked in to the accident site with their medical equipment and hose lines to extinguish the stubborn fire, as it included the brush fire, debris from a helicopter, and the fire also included magnesium, which is very hard for our firefighters to extinguish because magnesium reacts with oxygen and water. In addition to our firefighters hiking into the incident, we had one helicopter flying to the incident with firefighter paramedics on board. Those paramedics were hoisted down to the incident early into the incident. They did a search of the area for survivors. Unfortunately, all the survivors on board were determined to have been perished. Firefighters and hand crews worked to extinguish the fire while carefully preserving the incident for investigation. Currently, the investigation is still ongoing. I would like to turn this over to my sheriff to continue the press briefing.
Thank you, Chief Osby. Personnel from Los Angeles Sheriff's Station responded to the scene of the crash site and assisted the fire department, and we've established a containment area, and now our Aero Bureau has a handle on traffic or aircraft accidents. However, when there's a fatality, then it switches to the National Transportation Safety Bureau, the NTSB, and the Federal Aviation Administration, the FAA. FAA is already on scene and assisting. We're waiting the arrival of the coroner's office to assist in the recovery of the remains. As the chief indicated, there were no survivors. We have a manifest that indicates that there was 9 people on board the aircraft, the pilot plus 8 individuals. There is wide speculation as to who the identities are. However, it is entirely inappropriate right now to identify anyone by name until the coroner has made the identification through their very deliberative process, and they've made notifications to next of kin. And it'd be extremely disrespectful to understand that your loved one was perished and you learn about it from TMZ. That is just wholly inappropriate, so we're not going to be going there. And we're going to wait till the coroner does their job, and we're assisting the families of those who believe they've been impacted, and it's a tough process. And our hope goes out to all of the members that were on board, all the family of everyone who was on board this aircraft, and God bless their souls. So at this point in time, we have nothing that we can add until the coroner does their job, and we'll be making those notifications when we have the information and we know the next of kin have been notified. Then we can release the information publicly. and you'll be notified in subsequent announcements.
Sheriff, there is one thing you can confirm. Do we have a
confirmation
actually of 9 bodies there at the scene?
That is our belief, yes.
Thank you. So we realize at this point there are so many questions. There's a lot of information out there, and again, we understand. There's a lot of information that's floating, but we certainly have a responsibility and an obligation, out of respect, of course, for the families. And this is a very difficult time for us all, for the city. We have the mayor.
Okay, we've just been listening to this news conference there in Los Angeles County on the helicopter crash that involved Kobe Bryant. We've just learned that there were 9 people on board, according to the manifest. Authorities do believe 9 people perished, the pilot plus 8 other people. Again, this is the breaking news that we've been following all day. The sad news that Kobe Bryant has died in a helicopter crash in Los Angeles County, and Calabasas is the city. I want to go right now to Matt Gutman, our chief national correspondent, who's been on the scene from the get-go. Matt?
Hey, Tom, you may still be able to see that smoldering wreckage up on the hillside, and it'll give you an indication of how steep it is and how difficult it was for firefighters to get there. Originally, we just heard from L.A. County Fire that they actually helicoptered, lowered somebody down from a helicopter, tried to get to that debris. What they found apparently were 9 bodies, 9 people on the manifest, 8 passengers, including 1 pilot. Now, from other sources, we've confirmed, obviously, that Kobe Bryant was on that plane. The NBA reporting that his daughter was also on that helicopter as well. Now, earlier I reported that it was believed that 4 of Kobe's children were on that flight. That is incorrect. Unfortunately, this is a horrible tragedy, and one of his daughters was on the helicopter at the time. Obviously, they're still working this investigation. The NTSB is coming. The FAA is already on scene. The coroner is going to make the final determination of who exactly was on that plane. But again, I apologize for those remarks earlier about Kobe's family on that helicopter. One of his daughters apparently was on the helicopter, according to the NBA. Again, this is a tragedy that is hitting all of Southern California. We saw people sitting here crying, people wrapped in Kobe Bryant towels and jerseys, just really hurt that this has happened to this community. And of course, for basketball in America as well, very hard hitting, the impact here. Tom?
It no doubt is rocking people all over the country. A horrible tragedy is right. Matt, thank you for that. I want to go to a moment now to show you what Kobe Bryant meant to the people of Los Angeles. This was at the Staples Center earlier today.
You, Kobe! Thank you, Kobe! Thank you, Kobe! Thank you, Kobe!
And again, that's the Staples Center there, fans chanting, "Thank you, Kobe." We will have complete coverage tonight on World News coming up, live updates on abcnews.com, and join us later tonight for a special presentation, Kobe Bryant, Death of a Legend, on ABC at 10 o'clock. We thank you for joining us. We now return to our scheduled programming.
This has been a special report from ABC News.
Okay, so that was 6 years ago today. We got the news that Kobe Bryant passed away, allegedly, alongside 8 other people, including his 13-year-old daughter, Gianna Bryant. And you know, when this first happened, I don't think anybody in our community imagined how massive this ritual was. And I remember at the time when I covered it, you know, we did the little surface stuff, right? We put the name in the calculator. We noticed right away that the name Kobe Bryant equals 41. If you're new here, what I teach about is gematria, the practice of coding numbers into words and names and phrases. A Kabbalistic code that's used to murder celebrities. And it's very repetitive. And if you stick around, you're going to notice how consistent these pair of numbers are, especially in the NBA. If you guys notice the number 113, that is a huge number in the NBA. A lot of, you know, big-time players have this connection to the number 113. Names like Michael Jordan, names like Steve Nash. You know, there's the Kobe even made his debut on 11-3. There's been a lot of star players drafted as the number 13th pick in the draft, right? They'll go 13 in the first round, right? 1-1-3, the 13th pick in the first round. Names like Donovan Mitchell, Devin Booker, and others. This number is very important because in gematria, the National Basketball Association equals 113. So, you know, these numbers show up a lot. This 157 number is a big number also. It shows up a lot around accidents and car crashes. And in this case, Kobe died in a helicopter accident or a helicopter crash. And if you measure from his last birthday to the day he died on the 157th day of his age. And if you write out accident in this same calculator, accident equals 157. All right, he died in an accident. He died in a helicopter crash. That number shows up a lot around tragedies in the celebrity world, right? And there's other numbers as well. Like I mentioned, his name Kobe Bryant. The day he died, we was just doing the surface stuff because again, we didn't know how massive this guy's death was gonna be, and how it impacted the next 5 NBA championships, the next 5 World Series were all attributed to Kobe Bryant. The next 5 Super Bowls, actually 6. The next 6 Super Bowls were all attributed to Kobe Bryant. This guy was massive. And at the time, I was just like, okay, let's just take a look at what they did. This is probably another celebrity death. Not because, a lot, usually when celebrities die, they don't have these massive tributes like that, how they did for Kobe Bryant. Here we are in 2026. And they are still paying tribute to Kobe Bryant. And how are they doing it? Well, they're doing it through the sports games, the championship games. Just today the Lakers are going to be playing the Bulls. The Lakers are going to be playing the Bulls. And you guys saw how I mentioned the number 113 in his name? Look at this. You go to statmuse.com and you type in Lakers versus Bulls all-time record. This game is going to be today at 8 p.m. Eastern. Including the postseason. And notice this is the first time that the Lakers are playing on Kobe's death anniversary. The first time in the 6 years that he's been gone. And notice the Lakers, they have a record of 113-80 all time against the Chicago Bulls. Of course, Kobe, he's remembered for scoring 81 points, right, against the Toronto Raptors. He did it in his 666th career game. 666 is a big number for multiple reasons, but it has a lot to do with Revelation and the Beast. In Gematria, Mark of the Beast, which is 666, 666 is known as the Mark of the Beast. Mark of the Beast has Gematria of 54 forwards and 81 in reverse, just like the name Kobe Bean Bryant. And in his 666 career game, he ended up scoring 81 points against the Toronto Raptors on January 22nd. And if you look at the box score of that game, the Lakers won with 122 points. In the language of Gematria, satanic is 122. So you see it? Kobe Bryant scored 81 points for the Los Angeles Lakers against the Toronto Raptors on January 22nd, 2006. The historic second highest single NBA scoring performance occurred at the Staples Center in Los Angeles, with the Lakers winning 122-104. This is actually incorrect. It didn't happen at the Staples Center. It happened it was in Toronto. So I don't know why Google was saying that, but that's actually incorrect. The Lakers was the road team that day, as you can see right here. The Raptors lost 104-122. The Lakers were not the home team. They were on the road. And this happened. Well, let me verify that because I might be the one that's incorrect. So let me just double check. Actually, it looks like it did happen at the Staples Center. So I'm actually the one that's wrong. Okay, so it did happen at the Staples Center. This whole time I thought it happened in Toronto. But okay, nonetheless, it happened in the Staples Center, right? On January 22nd, the Lakers won with 122 points. Notice in Gematria, the word satanic is 122. And if you guys didn't know, that's also Kobe Bryant's grandfather's birthday. Kobe's grandfather was a military man. Not sure how he was relevant to his NBA career, but I did find it interesting that Kobe had this amazing game on his grandfather's death anniversary. Or it might be his birthday. Gotta double check. Actually, we can look it up. But yeah, when I was doing the decode when he first died, we was noticing all this stuff, and we was like, oh wow, this is interesting. They killed him, at 41. What's going on? Why are people calling me? Okay, yeah, I'm not taking calls right now. You guys, I'm doing a presentation. Just hold on. Okay. So when he first died, we was just looking at everything. We was like, okay, so the usual tributes, the usual ritualistic numbers. He dies at 41. Usually, when a celebrity dies at a certain age, you put the name in the calculator, and you'll see how the person's the value of their name usually equates to their age of death or the span of days from their birthdays. So when Kobe Bryant died, the first thing we did was we put the name in the calculator. We noticed it equals 41 in the most pure cipher. And then how old was Kobe Bryant? We noticed he was 41 years old when he passed away. And then we measured from his birthday that year. The year prior, excuse me. His last birthday was on August 23rd, 2019. And from his 2019 birthday to the day he died on January 26, 2020, it was a span of 157 days. And think about what they did in the first All-Star game after he passed away. They had the target score set at 157, the year that Kobe Bryant passed away in an accident, which equals 157. So then we looked at it, his career. We're like, oh, snap. His name is 113, just like the name Michael Jordan. And think about it. Like, look at this. Michael Jordan. His name is 113 and 238. Think about the photographs of Kobe and Jordan next to each other. They always, when he wore the number 8, they always took a picture of them together, holding their knees. So you'll see their jersey numbers is 23 on one side, which is Jordan, and 8 on the other side, which is Kobe Bryant. All right, so I can actually look up these photos. These photos are all still available. Jordan and Kobe side by side. Let's see if those photographs. You see it, look, in the All-Star game, right? 23 next to 8, like 238. The name Michael Jordan equals 238. Kobe Bryant born on the 23rd of August, 23/8. Michael Jordan, his name is 238. Kobe Bryant born on 23/8, right? And yeah, it was like this all the time. Look, this is the most iconic photographs of them standing side by side, holding their knees. 8/23, Kobe's birth date. And then so all these things were interesting, right? We started seeing the parallels with him and Michael Jordan. And the funny part is, the more we started digging, the more we started noticing that this guy was more than just a basketball player. This guy meant a lot to the Illuminati. I can't even get it. I mean, it was so much with him. He was synced up with the germ, the pandemic. Think about what day they announced the pandemic. It was on 11/3, on March 11th. 11/3, like how the name Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan equals 113. Can't say this word on the internet, but notice what else is 113, and it got announced on 11/3, right? And then somebody uncovered it from the community that if you write out Kobe and you translate it to Hebrew, it actually means this word. The name Kobe actually means this word. And then we found that interesting because we're like, okay, so look, this word means 20. It equals 26. One of the biggest NBA players of all time dies on the 26th day of the year, and then he gets buried in Corona del Mar. He gets buried in Corona del Mar. And the name of the pandemic equals 113. Again, this guy was huge. I was like, why are they syncing it up? They're syncing his death up with another massive tribute. Another massive ritual, excuse me, which was iris, right? You guys know the word. I can't say it on the internet, but this right here was one of the biggest things that happened in 2020. And on 11/3, what happens in the NBA? They cancel all of the games. Which goes back to Michael Jordan, because think about in the movie Space Jam. I mean, this stuff it's really deep. It's really deep. Look. In the movie Space Jam, if you guys remember, this movie came out, I think the year that Kobe Bryant was drafted. Yeah, it came out just a couple of weeks after Kobe Bryant made his debut in the NBA. November 15th, 1996, Kobe Bryant made his debut on November 3rd, and he ended up dying 23 years later. Like how Space Jam equals 23. But in the movie, it's crazy, because in the movie, they have like, you guys remember the Monstars? They were from a planet called Moron Mountain. And the actual planet, it looks like this word germ. Right? Go look up this word germ, right? Just write it out so you guys can see it. I can't say it because they're gonna flag my YouTube channel. It has happened before. That's why I can't say this word. But this right here, all right, we're going to look it up. Show you guys how big this guy was. They was thinking, I mean, look at this. You guys think this is a coincidence? This is what the CDC put out. This is what it's supposed to be looks like under a microscope. The you-know-what iris. And then in the movie Space Jam, it came out 23 years before his death. Space Jam is 23, right after he got drafted. There's a planet called Moron Mountain, and notice the similarities, right? Moron Mountain, and you know, there's meaning behind that, because most people who fell for this, they live in Moron Mountain. You had to be a moron to believe that this was a real thing. And we told people, like, listen, this is just a regular flu. Stop, putting gloves on and covering your face, and covering your nose. You probably can't even breathe under that mask. Take that shit off. We was telling people all this stuff in 2020. People were like, look, this is another 56 ritual. Like, stop believing the media. They're misleading you. Now look, 6 years later, nobody has a mask on. Nobody's wearing gloves. We told y'all to stop that. Go look at my channel. Go back to 2020. We were saying all this stuff in real time while it was going on. Everybody was panicking. And we was telling people, like, listen, this is not what it seems. This is more of the same thing that they've been doing. So more Space Jam connections, right? So we got the Moron Mountain. Looks like the iris germ, right? If you saw Space Jam, you guys remember why they in the movie they also canceled the NBA. They suspended the games because of the flu, right? It wasn't because of technically the flu, but remember the aliens from Moron Mountain, they came onto the basketball court and they started stealing the NBA players' talents, right? They got Patrick Ewing, they got Muggsy Bogues, they got Charles Barkley, right? These little guys right here. They got Sean Bradley, Muggsy Bogues, Patrick Ewing. Let me see if I remember all of them. Charles Barkley, Patrick Ewing, Sean Bradley, Muggsy Bogues, and I don't remember the fifth one. But they started stealing their talents because they wanted to compete against the Looney Tunes, but they didn't have basketball skills. So they stole the real NBA players' talents. And then the NBA, because all the players started getting sick, they suspended the NBA. And then what happens in 2020, on 11/3, they suspend the NBA because a guy from the 113 team, the Utah Jazz, he gets the iris. What's the guy? Rudy Gobert. He was the first NBA player with the iris. Look at this. On March 12, 2020, Rudy Gobert mocked this word by touching all of the mics. Yeah, he was mocking people because it didn't exist, but people was falling for it, right? But look, let's go to the date that they announced that he was the first player that tested positive. It was actually this one. Let's take a listen to what he says, so you can just listen to the mockery. I think this video was from 5 years ago. Let's see. What day was this? July 23rd, 2020. No, I want to find the video when he first got diagnosed and they ended up suspending the NBA. So you guys can take a listen to yourself and just notice the mockery. Look at this. Okay, actually, you know what? I'll look up this post right here. Okay, so look at this. Never forget when Rudy Gobert started COVID. So he's supposed to be started COVID. The guy who plays for the 1-1-3 team, the Utah Jazz, he now plays for the Timberwolves, but he was playing for the Jazz at the time, the 1-1-3 team. In March 2020, Utah Jazz center Rudy Gobert became the face of one of the most infamous early moments of the COVID-19 pandemic in American sports. After a joke during a media availability quickly turned into a national headline. During a press conference, Gobert appeared to downplay concerns about the virus, ending the session by deliberately touching several microphones and recording devices in front of him as he walked away. Yeah, he did that because it was all a hoax. It was all a lie. He knows the truth. He know it was nothing wrong with him. He knows this was all ritual. That's why he was doing all that. Because if this stuff was real, this would have been... I mean, that's like having HIV and it just started spreading everywhere. I mean, this stuff is not a joke. If this stuff was real, what he's doing is actually a crime. You're making people sick. You're getting people sick from an illness that can possibly end their life. I mean, that's the equivalent of having HIV and just having unprotected sex with people and acting like it's nothing. I mean, you can get arrested for that, right? So that's what I'm saying. This stuff right here is obvious mockery. It's obvious this stuff is a hoax. That's why he was getting away with stuff like this. You're supposed to have this very deadly virus. And this happened in 2020 when nobody knew exactly what it was. Supposedly this was what, once you get it, you die. Remember that? Anybody who gets it, they die within a couple of days. That's how serious it was in 2020. So think about him doing this in 2020 when this stuff, nobody knew exactly how deadly it supposedly was, right? I mean, this was borderline criminal. But again, he did it because it was all a hoax. He knew it was a hoax. He knew it was all ritualism. And then think about Kobe Bryant. He played his last game against the Utah Jazz. Just like how Jordan won his last championship against the Utah Jazz. The two guys with the 1-1-3 name, their last, obviously Michael Jordan came back and played against the Wizards, right? But his last championship was against the 1-1-3 team. Kobe Bryant, his last game was against the 1-1-3 team. So that's how big Kobe Bryant. So we started noticing all that. So I mean, we still didn't have no idea that that they was gonna continue paying tribute to this guy for the next 6 years. And let's take a look. In 2021, I don't actually remember all of these rituals, but I do remember most of them. Like for example. Let's talk about the ones that I do remember, and then if the other ones come to me, then I'll mention those. But in 2024, this was the biggest Kobe Bryant tribute. Well, they're all big, but this was one of the biggest Kobe Bryant tributes in 2024. The Celtics won the championship on 6/17. The number 617 is the 113th prime number. The name Kobe Bryant equals 113. Right? They won in the year 24, like how Kobe Bryant wore the number 24. Their last championship prior to that one, it was in 2008. So the Celtics win the championship in 08, and that was against Kobe Bryant. And then they win the championship in 24, the two numbers that Kobe Bryant used to wear. And both of those championships, They won it on the exact same day, on 6/17. You can look this up. This is all facts. Again, 6/17 is the 113th prime number. The name Kobe Bryant equals 113. And the Celtics won the championship against the Mavericks. And the Mavericks, that's the other team that has the 113 connection. Dallas equals 113. The Celtics win the championship on 6/17 against the Dallas Mavericks. Right? So that's one. Let's see what else, if I remember all of them. The Thunder. The Thunder. I'm predicting that the Thunder are going to win 3 championships in a row. I mean, that's still pending. But you guys remember what I said about January 22nd, how Kobe Bryant scored 81 points? You know who else had their career highs on January 22nd? It was a guy named SGA, who plays for the Oklahoma City Thunder. Actually, he had another career high, but his first career high was 54 points. Here it is. Yeah, I forgot that on October 23rd, he surpassed his career high. He had another career high, but his first career high was 54 points. Remember what we said about the number 54? How Mark of the Beast equals 54 and 81, and Kobe Bryant scores 81 points in his 666 game. Well, on January 22nd, 2025, SGA scores 54 points. Again, Satanic is 122, and Mark of the Beast is 54. So on the anniversary of Kobe Bryant's 81-point game, again, Mark of the Beast is 81. On the anniversary of that game, SGA scores 54 points. And again, Mark of the Beast. 54 forwards, 81 in reverse. On the anniversary of the 81-point game, SGA scores 54. And again, Kobe Bean Bryant, his name is also 54. The name Gianna Bryant, her name is also 54. That was his daughter who was in the helicopter crash alongside him. Notice the 54 and 72, Judge with order 54 and 72, but her name is also 126. And what's today's date? Isn't it 126? His daughter and Kobe Bryant, they both died on 126, supposedly. So SGA scores a career high of 54 points on the anniversary of Kobe Bryant. And look, notice what team he did it against. He did it against the Utah Jazz. He ended up winning the championship that year, right? So they beat the Pacers. And if you look at SGA's career, he's been compared as, he's been called the Kobe Bryant of today. He mimics Kobe Bryant. He does everything like Kobe Bryant. He shoots the basketball like Kobe Bryant. He does the same moves as Kobe Bryant. He is the Kobe Bryant of today. And, you know, they won the last championship. Now, if they three-peat, they will three-peat in the 81st NBA season. I got Kobe Bean Bryant equals 81, and he's known for scoring 81 points. That's still pending, but that's something that I think will happen in the near future. I mean, is there a better team in basketball right now than the Oklahoma City Thunder? I don't think so. So that prediction has a lot of legs, and I think it will happen because of what we saw in 2025, how SGA kept paying tribute to Kobe Bryant. Let's go to a different sport. Let's see if maybe all this stuff is a coincidence. So the last World Series, wasn't it the Dodgers and the Blue Jays? LA versus Toronto. But didn't Kobe Bryant score 81 points against the Toronto Raptors? The team from Toronto? He did. So the last World Series, the Dodgers beat Toronto. Right? The year prior to that, in the year 24, Kobe favorite baseball team wins the championship. And what did his wife post? When the Dodgers won the World Series? She posted this. She said, "Job finished." Because the Dodgers, they picked up their 8th World Series win in the year 24. 8 and 24. This was right after the Dodgers won the World Series. 8 and 24, the two numbers that Kobe Bryant used to wear. See that? That was in 2024. I'm telling you that he died. That was 4 years after he died. They're paying tribute to him in baseball. Guy never played baseball before, but they're paying tribute to him in every sport. We saw how they did it in the NBA with the Celtics, the Dodgers, and just to show you that's not a coincidence, look at the Super Bowls. Philadelphia, where he's from, they beat the Kansas City Chiefs, the team that won the Super Bowl. Oh my God, it's just so much with the Kansas City Chiefs, right? The team who equals 41. They won the Super Bowl, I think it was a week after he died. Man, it's just this happened so long ago that I don't even remember all of it. But let me see if I could pull it up. But they had a massive tribute the first time. Let me see, was it Super Bowl 55? Let me see. This was the first Joe Montana Bowl. Okay, so here it is. Complete. Oh yeah, Super Bowl 54. Think about that. He died again 54, right? So Kobe Bryant dies right before Super Bowl 54. And then the Kansas City Chiefs win the Super Bowl. Again, Kobe being Bryant equals 54. Let me see if I have any notes on Kobe Bryant, because this was my early research. I wasn't, as good as I am today. I was still learning a lot of stuff, so there's a lot of things that I probably left out. But this was early on in the research. I mean, again, I didn't have no idea how massive Kobe was. If I did, I would have documented a lot more, and just had it there just to show people, like, look, years later, look how relevant this guy was in sports. Yeah, but he died right before Super Bowl 54, right? And then the Chiefs ended up winning again in 2023. When did the Kobe statue go up? Let me see. The Kobe statue unveiling. Yeah, on February 8th, 2024, they unveiled the Kobe Bryant statue. And the Super Bowl in 2024. Let me see what date that was. Super Bowl in 2024. Okay, yeah, so that was 3 days before the Super Bowl. And notice the Chiefs also won the Super Bowl. They won the Super Bowl that year again. So they won right after Kobe died, they won the Super Bowl. Then right after his trophy was his statue was unveiled, they won the Super Bowl again. And look how perfect the ritual was, right? So look. So they unveiled it on August 2nd, 2024. August 2nd, 2024. This trophy was unveiled. Here it is. And if you guys are familiar with his daughter, she also played basketball. She wore the number 2. Right? So Kobe wore the number 8. She wore the number 2. And Kobe also changed his number from 8 to 24. So on 8 to 24, their statues is being unveiled. I mean, what are the odds of that? I mean, that's once in a lifetime. Like, I don't think people are really thinking about this stuff. Like, 8 to 24, that date can only happen. It can actually happen twice ever, right? Because February 8th is also, August 2nd and February 8th. And that's what they, oh my God, that's what they did. Okay, so look, because I'm forgetting all this stuff, but look, the only 2 dates that can ever be written 2/8/24 or 8/2/24, there's only 2 dates. And those were the 2 dates that they chose for this ritual. There are 3 Kobe Bryant statues planned for outside Crypto.com arena. The first, honoring his 81-point game, was unveiled on February 8th, 2024. 2/8/24. Gianna Bryant Water number 2, Kobe Water number 8 and 24, right? The second statue featuring him with his daughter Gianna was unveiled on 8/2/24. Again, he wore number 8, she wore number 2, and he wore number 24. With the third, number 24, expected during the 2024-2025 season. Both unveiling dates have symbolic meaning related to Kobe's jersey numbers and Gigi's. Yeah, so they're telling you that they're symbolic for their jersey numbers, right? But what are the odds that they happen to die together right before this date? And then for this date, it only comes around, twice. You can only write those dates twice ever. Like, you can't. There's no other combination that you can use with their jersey numbers. This is the only two dates: August 2nd, 24, and February 8th, 24. And then those are the 2 days that they unveiled their statues. Maybe this stuff is so. Maybe it's a coincidence. Maybe. Call it that if you want. But this stuff is it's like amazing. The odds of this happening organically like that. Yeah, but right after, the point I was trying to make is right after his statue was unveiled, the Kansas City Chiefs won the Super Bowl again, and then it was also a tribute to a former Kansas City Chiefs player who I think wore number 54, Kevin Johnson. I think his name was. Let me see if it was Kevin Johnson. Was it Kevin Johnson, the guy who played for the Chiefs? I forgot. I mean, this stuff was so long ago. It's just, I know somebody in the chat is probably writing the name down because people were, they was on top of all this stuff when it was happening. Chiefs player that died in '99, I think it was. Yeah, was it Derek Thomas? Yeah, okay, yeah, it was this guy right here. So look, this guy right here. No, notice he wore number 58, Derek Thomas. The name Kobe Bryant equals 58. The name Kobe Bryant equals 58. And the Chiefs player, number 58, he died on February 8th. I just want to put up his death date on the screen. I want to make this as clear as possible, just in case there's any new people here. They can see that this stuff is undeniable. So let's look up his date. Okay, look. So 24 years prior, Kansas City Chiefs Hall of Fame linebacker Derek Thomas passed away at the age of 33. 24 years prior, right? Kobe wore number 24. He wore number 58. The name Kobe Bryant equals 58. And he died on February 8th. So on the anniversary of his death, the Kobe statue is being unveiled. In Crypto.com arena. 24 years after his death anniversary, right? And then what happens in the Super Bowl? That was Super Bowl 58. The Kansas City Chiefs won the Super Bowl. Attributed to Kobe and Derek Thomas. Again, there's probably a lot more to this, but this stuff it's so much that I don't have space in my mind to just memorize all the Kobe stuff. But I do remember a lot of them, but from the top of my head, it's just it was so much. And like I said in the beginning, we had no idea how massive this shit was. This guy was fucking massive. So yeah, so that was okay. So this was Super Bowl. I think this was Super Bowl 58. Yeah, this was Super Bowl 59. Yeah, because we're at 60 now. So Super Bowl 58. A nice little tribute to Kobe Bryant. Connected to Derek Thomas. The trophy, the statue unveiled on his death anniversary. 24 years later. Kansas City Chiefs end up winning Super Bowl 54. I think it's self-explanatory why the Eagles was in the Super Bowl against the Chiefs. The Rams and Bengals, I don't remember Kobe being tributed. Maybe because it's from the LA team. They had the LA team win on 213. I don't remember too much Kobe symbology in this Super Bowl. The Chiefs and Buccaneers, that was a Tom Brady tribute. I don't think there was too much Kobe stuff there. But yeah, 2020, I was Super Bowl 54. Again, Kobe being Bryant is 54, right? This Super Bowl, I don't see too much Kobe stuff either, right? So, but still, we got 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 out of the last 6 Super Bowls has been tributes to Kobe Bryant, and probably all of them. I don't remember the other 2 if they had any tributes to Kobe Bryant. The World Series, so the Rangers and this was the 9/11 tribute. Texas versus Arizona. Arizona Diamondbacks. That was the last team to win the World Series after 9/11. Texas, that was the team owned by George Bush. So the Rangers win the World Series 119 days after George Bush's birthday. The guy missed the 11/9. That was also the 119th World Series. Astros and Phillies. I don't remember that being a Kobe tribute. I remember that was synced up with the Astro World tragedy. They won 666 games after the Astro World album came out. And it was at the Astro World concert that the tragedy happened. The Astros ended up winning the World Series on the Astro World tragedy anniversary, which was November 5th. The 5th of November, they leave 56 days after the year, site of Jesus 56. But yeah, these are all World Series that I predicted in advance. Nobody remembers this stuff though. They only remember what I had for the Rams and the Seahawks. That's what people remember. People don't remember these amazing calls that we've done. They don't remember the resume. The Atlanta Braves. This was a tribute to Hank Aaron. I don't think that the Kobe was symbolic in this one. He probably was, but I don't remember. Let me look up the World Series after he died. Let me see. What was that one? The Dodgers won in 2020. Yeah. Of course. Yeah. The year that Kobe Bryant died, they had the Dodgers win the World Series. They had the Lakers win the NBA championship, the 2 LA teams. And of course, the Lakers won on Father-Daughter Day. I forgot to mention this one. The most significant one. The Lakers winning in the year 2020 on Father-Daughter Day. The Warriors, that was a tribute to the Pope. Golden State was 175. They dropped the Celtics to 17-5 in finals. The Nuggets, I think this was synced up with it was synced up with Mutombo. Mutombo ended up dying. And look at the death of Mutombo. Look. You see how Kobe Bryant was 41? He died at the age of 41. Again, these are all predictions that I made, and yet people don't remember. People remember who I had for the Rams and Seahawks. What about predicting people's deaths? Predicting their age that they're going to die. Is that not impressive? The Dikembe Mutombo, his name equals 58. And then what happens 2 years after I make that post? I made a video saying that he was going to die at the age of 58. 2 years after I made that video, we got the headline that Dikembe Mutombo has passed away on September 30th, 2024 at the age of 58. This was 2 years after I made that video. I did it when he was 56 because a story came out that he had that he was suffering from brain cancer. I said, you know what, he's 56. I don't think he'll die soon. I don't think he'll die anytime soon. I think they'll let him live until he's 58 years old. And then on September 30th, he ended up dying at the age of 58, like we predicted. And again, that number is also connected to Kobe Bryant. Remember Kobe Bryant equals 58? Like Dikembe Mutombo. And I think 77. I think he died during the 77th NBA season, if I remember correctly. And then he was also 77. Don't worry about that though, because I still had the Rams over the Seahawks. Let's ignore, predicting people's deaths, right? Okay, so moving on. So yeah, so those were the championships, right? And it's probably a lot more. I just don't remember all of them, right? Okay, so here we go with the championships, and then we also got the pandemic synced up with them. They're syncing up the All-Star game with Kobe Bryant. I mean, let's look that up while we at it. Like Kobe Bryant, let's see, the 2020 NBA All-Star game. Now notice the Team LeBron on February 16th, just a few weeks after he died. Team LeBron, remember LeBron, he surpassed Kobe a day before Kobe Bryant ended up dying in Philadelphia, scoring the 54th point of the game to surpass Kobe beating Bryant, who name equals 54. LeBron James and Team LeBron, they win the first All-Star game after the death of Kobe Bryant by scoring 157 points. You guys remember the beginning of the video? We mentioned how the name Kobe Bryant equals 157, like accident. He died 157 days from his last birthday, and they set a target score to 157. Remember, before Kobe Bryant died, this format did not exist in the All-Star game. The All-Star game was just like a regular game. Whoever scores the most points at the end of the regulation wins. No, they changed it around after Kobe Bryant died. Now they got a target score. Now you have to score 157 points. Of course, because it's all ritual. You know what I should do? I should have like a section where I could just, like a blog where I could just have all the Kobe stuff like lined up. That's a lot of work. But whenever I have time, I'm gonna put that together for you guys, and then I'll come on YouTube and announce it. So that way you can just scroll down and see all the Kobe stuff throughout the years. Like that's I should have it organized like that. You know, but because this stuff this guy right here is special. He's not like any other person. This guy is special. I don't even think when Michael Jordan dies, I don't think he's gonna be as relevant as Kobe Bryant. He might be, but I don't think I don't think he can surpass the stuff that we've seen with Kobe. I mean, maybe, because I've been wrong, so it's possible. But job not finished. Well, job finished, but it wasn't finished because they ended up winning another World Series in tribute to Kobe Bryant against the Toronto Blue Jays. That World Series, the last one that just passed, it started on Drake's birthday, on his 39th birthday. The guy from Toronto, who has a rap war with Kendrick Lamar, who's from L.A. The Blue Jays won Game 1 to pick up their 39th postseason win. And then the Dodgers ended up winning on Fernando Valenzuela's birthday, another guy that they ended up sacrificing. It's not just Kobe Bryant. It's a lot of these guys. Go look up what day did the no, it was actually on his birthday, excuse me. What day did the Dodgers win the last World Series? It was on November 1st, 2025. On Fernando Valenzuela's 65th birthday. 65th birthday. And the year prior to that, the year that he actually died, they celebrated the championship on November 1st. The year that they won in the 24, when they got 8 and 24, they celebrated their rigged World Series on November 1st, 2024. Right after sacrificing him right before the World Series. And keep in mind that November 1st, 2024, that was also the Day of the Dead. The Day of the Dead. Which is a Mexican holiday, like how Fernando Valenzuela is Mexican. The Day of the Dead, November 1st, 2024. That was the day that the Dodgers were, oh, we want to thank Vince Scully. Oh, I want to do this for LA. Oh, we want to thank these fans. He's the greatest fan base in Major League Baseball. You know, Ice Cube mocking the fans. We doing this for Fernando, baby. Stuff that we called on the spot. That's what I was saying yesterday. Like, my trolls and stuff. I know people don't like it when I mention them, but I have to because they're part of my life. Believe it or not, they make me who I am. it's been a while since they've been able to shine. That's why I wanted to give them a shine yesterday. Because think about it, they had to watch and witness all this stuff. Us predicting the Dodgers World Series, us calling game 5 victory at Yankee Stadium. They got to see all that, and they was hurting. They was hurting. So I gave them the chance yesterday to shine. They've been waiting a long time because it's been a long time since we've been wrong. That's why yesterday I gave them their opportunity to shine. But again, you have to go back in your caves now because it won't be a lot of those moments. But it happens. You know, we do a pretty good job. It's just, you know, it's hard to be 100%. This stuff it's tricky sometimes, but sometimes we can see the ritual a mile away. I mean, the Dodgers picking up that 106 win on Fernando's birthday was obvious. And look at that box score. I mean, people was talking shit to me crazy when the Blue Jays was like 3 outs away from the World Series, but I don't think you guys understand. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. You have to get the 3 outs. The Dodgers Game 7. Let's see what day that was. Yeah, what am I saying? It was November 1st. What the fuck? What's wrong with me? Yeah, November 1st. That was Fernando's birthday. Yeah, they won on Fernando's birthday. Look. Let's take a look at the box score. Look at this. And they won 5-4. Baseball equals 54. And what did I say equals 54 in the beginning of the video? Who name equals 54 and died alongside his daughter who also has the 54 name? Kobe Bean Bryant. Again, he won. He had his 81-point game against the Raptors, the team from Toronto. But look at the box score that day. The Blue Jays, they scored early 3 runs. Notifications was going crazy that day. Oh, simple fraud. 4th inning, they got a little quiet. 6th inning, when it was 3-2, they got a little quiet. When it was 4-2, and it was the bottom of the 7th, they were celebrating like, yeah, we got them this time. What happened to your Dodgers? Well, wait, the game is not over yet. In the 8th inning, they got closer. And in the 9th inning, they tied the game. Then it went to the 11th. Boom, a home run. And they got the 3 outs in the bottom of the 11th to win another Rig championship on Fernando Valenzuela's birthday, picking up their 106th win of the season and staying on 73 losses when Los Angeles Dodgers equals 73. Look how scripted it is. Look how scripted the World Series is, from the World Series to the NBA Finals. What is Fernando's full name? Let's look it up. Fernando Valenzuela. He was born Fernando Valenzuela Aguamaya. Right, so his full name is 106 in the most pure cipher, right? Let's just open up one cipher so you guys can all see it. The dark blue, the most relevant, right? 106, right? Los Angeles Dodgers, the team that won 5-4 in tribute to Kobe Bryant, who scored 81 points against the Toronto Raptors. Right, here it is. See, his name is 106. The Dodgers win the World Series on his birthday, on his 65th birthday, and the team name is 73. His name is 106. Let's look up what was the Dodgers' record this season, including the playoffs. Dodgers record in 2025, including postseason. Show you how rigged it is. Look how rigged and satanic it is. The Los Angeles Dodgers were 106-73 in the 2025 regular season and playoffs. Wow. And then when they win the World Series on Fernando's birthday and they finish the season 106-73, keep in mind that we was pointing this out in real time. While the game was going on, I was streaming. And I'm letting my people know, look, don't panic. The Dodgers might win 6-5 because it is his 65th birthday, but they can also end it 5-4 because baseball equals 54, like Kobe being Bryant. And his whole and they find a way to put this guy in all of the rituals involving LA teams, especially LA versus Toronto. Yeah, they finished 106-73, as predicted. But you had the Rams, so what? You went 80%. What happened to the Rams? 40,000. I don't believe you. That's not your ticket. It is my ticket. Sorry, it is. Most of that money is spent already. I had some backed up bills and credit cards, but thank God there's a rigged NBA Finals that's coming up. We could make another 40,000. Sorry, haters. You have to work for $40,000. I just have to do some research and use the brain that God gave me to earn my money. Yeah. This guy Kobe Bryant, special human. Not because he was anything special about him. It's just that the cabal treats him like he was a god, like he was Jesus. And let me refresh people's memories, because if I look at my blog, I can point out a million other things with LeBron James. We're gonna talk about today's game because today, like I said yesterday, the Bulls are playing. Actually, there's already games that started. I mean, let's take a look at this real quick, right? Because there's a game in progress right now. So, of course, we know today is Kobe Bryant's 6th-year death anniversary, right? So they got the Philadelphia 76ers, the team where he's from. He's from Philadelphia. And the team that drafted Kobe Bryant, they made him the 13th pick in the first round. I don't know if I mentioned that, but yeah, Kobe Bryant was the 13th pick in the first round. Just like the other star players, Devin Booker and Donovan Mitchell, they also had like over 70 points. Guys on the 13th pick of the first round always happens just to score over 70. Devin Booker did it. Donovan Mitchell did it. Kobe Bryant did it. Yeah, so they got the team that drafted Kobe Bryant against his hometown team. Let's pay attention to the box score. Let's see if there's 54 points at that half. And stuff like that. But this is the game that I'm interested in because there is a narrative for the Lakers to win today, but there's also a narrative for the Bulls to upset and become 113-81 all time. Drop the Lakers to 113-81 all time against them. Because, then Kobe Bryant is 113, Kobe Bryant is 81. But this is the scare for this game. And whenever there's a scare, that's like an alert to not bet a lot of money on it, which is what I tried to do with the conference championship. I try to let you guys know about the other side. All the 19s in the Seattle Seahawks game, that shit was oof. And look, we saw why. We saw how the scare was actually a reality. And I was right for being scared because in the game, they had number 19 muffle the ball for the Rams. Number 19, Jake Bobo, a guy who's trash. His odds was 35-1 to get anytime touchdown. He got a touchdown right after that muffled punt. And then we had the Seahawks running back. He had 19 carries. The Seahawks became 19-19 in the postseason, 19 weeks after the Post birthday, while number 19, Clay Martin, was the referee in the game when Seattle's 19. Speaking of 19 and COVID-19 and Kobe Bryant, 19 is special, man. 19 is a special number, but it's very special to Seattle. That's why my book, The Killing Name, it was 19 pages because of how special that number was. Think about 9/11, there was 19 hijackers. Then 19 years later, we got COVID-19 and stuff like that. So, that number is very big. Chaos is also 19, which is what happened after 9/11 and after the COVID stuff. So, a lot of chaos. So, yeah, we're going to look at this game, but that game don't start until 8 o'clock. So, let me just finish off a couple of more things and then we'll get into that. But, Oh my gosh. Oh, so yesterday, I think this is the game that Expert Dakota was calling about. Notice there was 238 points in this game. Again, Kobe Bryant equals his birthday is 23/8, right? There was 238 points in this game. Another tribute to Kobe Bryant. The Nuggets picked up their 42nd win of the season. LeBron James is 42. LeBron James is also 114. They lost with 114 points. The name Kobe equals 33. The Lakers stayed on 33 wins. I even put it up here. Look, LeBron James is 114 and 42. The Nuggets picked up their 42nd win of the season, and 238 points. There was 66 points at the half. Right, Lakers have 33 in the first quarter, 33 in the second quarter, 66 points. Lakers 66, LeBron 66, LeBron James 66, and that was the day LeBron got to 40,000 points. 63 days after his birthday, when record equals 63. He became the first NBA player to score 40,000 points and his loss to the Nuggets. The first player to get to 40,000. He did it 63 days after his birthday. You gotta love how Darvin Ham, the head coach at the time, notice his record was 77 and 68. Well, he dropped to 68. Well, he dropped to 68 and 76 at the Crypto.com arena. The perfect place to become 68 and 76. And then the Lakers became 113 and 79 versus the Nuggets, like how the name Kobe Bryant equals 113 and LeBron James equals 79. That's why the year that Kobe Bryant died, LeBron James won the NBA Finals, which started on a day with 79 numerology against the Miami Heat, a team that equals 79. Just to win on a date even 81 days left in the year. And notice the trend. When LeBron got to 10,000 rebounds, he lost to the Pacers. When he got to 10,000 assists, he lost to the Phoenix Suns. When he got to 30,000 points, he lost to the Spurs. When he got to 35,000 points, he lost to the Brooklyn Nets. When he surpassed Kobe Bryant on the all-time scoring list, he lost to the Philadelphia 76ers. When he surpassed Kareem Abdul-Jabbar on the all-time scoring list, he lost to the Oklahoma City Thunder. When he got to 40,000 points, he lost to the Denver Nuggets. That's all coincidental. This right here, this was just me getting lucky. That was me getting lucky. That's not my ticket. Don't believe me. Yeah, but so this stuff, this is, I sound like a broken record because I'm every year on his death anniversary we bring up these points, how he scored 81, right? So that means his teammates had 41 points because the Lakers won with 122 on January 22nd. This is a screenshot from his 81-point game. Notice they took him out with 4.2 seconds left in the game. Of course, that number stemmed on black people throughout history. Think about how in his last game against the Utah Jazz, he scored his 60th point after playing exactly 42 minutes. When the N-word is 42 and 60. This was his last game right here. 60 points. They took him out the game in 4.1 because Kobe Bryant was 41. He ended up dying at 41. And, they even had number 41 shoot the last field goal in that game. I don't know if you guys can see it, but he's right here. His nickname is also Mamba for the mockery. Yeah, we putting all this stuff out. Adam Silver 41, LA 41, Kobe Bryant 41, Super Bowl 41. He died right before the Super Bowl. Chiefs 41. They won Super Bowl 54 right after he died. A lot of stuff, we covered this already. Yeah, he died on Vince Carter's birthday. Vince Carter's name goes 179 on 41st prime. Vince Carter born on January 26th. Today's Vince Carter's birthday, if you guys didn't know. He is, 50? Was that 23 plus 26? He's 49 years old. 49. Almost 50. And Phil Jackson also 179. That was Kobe's coach. His, again, 41st prime. West is 41, like how he played on the West Coast. You gotta love how Lil Wayne put out a song named Kobe Bryant, and guess what? He put it out on 41 date numerology on June 6, 2009. Dear Basketball was 41. That was Kobe's book. He released it on 11/3. Dear Basketball was also 113. And the helicopter crash, right, he took off at 9:06 and he crashed at 9:47 on the 4200 block of Las Vergenes Road in Calabasas. 41 minutes after takeoff. 41 minutes. And the pilot's name was Arasabanya, a name guy that equals 41. Where's this guy name at? Let's look up the pilot. Look at this. Arasabanya, name that's pilot on the Kobe Bryant helicopter crash. Arasabanya equals 41. The day he died, I took a screenshot of Vanessa Bryant's Instagram page. She was following 401 people, coincidentally, with 12.1 million followers when Blood Sacrifice is 121. This was the day he died. She probably has a lot more followers now, but that was the day he died. Yeah, Kobe died 243 years after the nation was established on July 4th, 1776. Then in Kobe Bryant, 243. In USA is 41. And think about how he was synced up with COVID. He was also synced up with 9/11. He got drafted in 96. He was in a show with Bette Miller. And that episode came out 41 weeks before 9/11. And in that show, the Lakers, he supposedly didn't play because of an injury against the New York Knicks. And he lost that game. I think the Knicks had 126 points to 75, which was 201 combined points. And then he ended up dying on 126 after traveling from Catholic Mass, right? Jesuits. And don't forget this. This is the thumbnail of this video. If you haven't seen this cartoon, we're gonna play the video so you guys can see the mockery. The TV shows Legends of Chamberlain Heights. They put out a Kobe Bryant episode. Notice it was 24 seconds long. The clip that they reposted after he died. But he dies in a helicopter crash in the cartoon while holding his trophies, while 4 rings are spinning and 1 is laying flat, like how he died at the age of 41. 4 rings were spinning and 1 of them was laying flat. Yeah, that episode, man, came out on September 14th. That's funny. That's the Pope's birthday. The current Pope, at least. I don't know. The series aired on Comedy Central from September 14th to August 20th. But I think the episode was on November 16th, 2016. End of Days. Yeah, that's End of Days. Yeah, you see the score, 54 points. This was the moment that LeBron surpassed Kobe Bryant on the all-time scoring list a day before he died. Passed Kobe Bryant. And then what happens the next day? Kobe Bryant passes away. And notice the 74. This was the 74th NBA season. The score was 74-54. And then LeBron James steps on the serpent on the floor. A floor that had a snake on the 76ers. Kobe known as the Black Mamba. Yeah, you know, we've covered all this stuff. I just want to refresh in case there's any new viewers. Yeah, the 13th pick in the round 113. Kobe Bryant 113. Oh, and going back to Super Bowl 54, remember it was synced up with Joe Montana. And think about how the state of Montana is the 41st state of statehood. The 41st state. Like our Super Bowl equals 41. Yeah, that 81-point game, very special. January 22nd, 2006. And funny enough, from that game to his death, it's 731 weeks. Notice when you write out 41 in Jewish gematria, 731. It's exactly 731 weeks after he dropped 81 points on the Toronto Raptors. Yeah, this was the box score when LeBron surpassed Kobe Bryant. Look, notice what he wrote. LeBron eclipses Kobe on the all-time scoring list. Eclipse. Astrology. Symbolism. I had no idea how big this guy was, man. Yeah, I mean, let's take a look at the box score real quick. What did the Hornets do just now? Let's see. 24 points. Yeah, this game is taking a long time to end the first quarter. Yeah, so I didn't do a decode on this game, but I just want to observe it. To see if we can catch something, because the Kobe stuff is so obvious, but you have to be careful because they got a lot smarter. These leagues got a lot smarter. They noticed that we was taking advantage of them for a long time. I know right after Kobe Bryant died, we went on a crazy streak because everything was 24-8. But they noticed that we was catching on to their rigged ways, so they moved they moved the pieces around. So they made it a little bit more tougher. I don't know if it's always been the schedule to be this way, or maybe they did some changes, some flipping on the script. But it is a lot more difficult than it was before, though. So I don't think that's by accident. I think it's because of this community. I think they realize that we are a threat to their casinos and stuff. So let's go back to to March 11th. 2020. This was the last game of the season. Well, the last game before the pandemic was declared, right? So let's just take a look. We killed this one game right here. The Hornets were 10-point underdogs, and I picked the Hornets, and this is why I'm telling you guys, like, I'm used to the hate and the criticism, because when I put out this pick, I put it out because I said, you know what, the Heat can fall to 41-24, because it was 41-23. I said, isn't it perfect for them to become 41-24 on 1-1-3? When Kobe Bryant goes 41, he wore number 24. Like today, Luka Doncic can become 41-24 for his career with the Lakers. So that's why that game was kind of tough, because this was the pair of numbers that we was cashing out on after Kobe died, right? But when I gave out this pick on Patreon, notice the first quarter it was 22-40. 22-40. That's what I'm telling you guys. When I'm used to the hate, right? So imagine after the first quarter, you just put down $200 because Simple Truth TV told you that the Hornets is gonna win, and now the team that you betted on is down by 18 points. I get it. You want to kill me. I get it. But you guys have to understand that the games are 4 quarters long. You have to wait. Give it some time for the script to unveil. What happens in the second period? The Hornets dominate the Miami Heat. And then they took care of business. They won 109-98. They outscored them by 26 points in the second quarter. Then everybody's like, oh my God, I cashed out my ticket. Oh shit, you was right. I'm like, of course, man. Wasn't it obvious? Notice the Mavericks won with 113 points because Dallas is 113, Kobe Bryant 113, and that was on 11/3. Last game of the season. Yeah, they postponed these 2 games. And man, was I mad because from like February to like March, we was on fire. I was like, yo, what the fuck? Why are they canceling the NBA now that we're getting fucking good at this shit? But then right after the NBA came back, everything got harder. I'm like, oh shit. But it's not that hard because think about how yesterday we nailed all the 19s. We like, oh shit, this could be a massive 19 tribute. This could be a massive 19 tribute. And look. Something that I missed. I missed it. I noticed it now. That's why I was telling you guys, like, it's easy to see things after the fact. Sam Darnold. Notice his regular season record. This is not including the playoffs, but he finished the season 49-41. Of course, Super Bowl is 49-41. And then he advanced to the Super Bowl 131 days before his birthday, when Super Bowl is 49, 41, and 131. He finished 49 and 41. You see, you know what I don't understand? Instead of having so many trolls, how come nobody noticed this? How come I had to look for this stuff? There's so many trolls in this community. There's so many haters and critics. Why nobody pointed this out? I haven't heard nobody mention this. How Sam Darnold finished 49 and 41. You see, you guys could have helped us see the real script. Instead of writing fraud and agent in the comment section, start doing some research and start helping out the community. Start, contributing and trying to make the community a better place. Instead of bringing your toxic ways. It's not helpful for anybody. Yeah, Sam Darnold, 49 and 41, the Super Bowl numbers. Thanks a lot, Vanessa. Appreciate your comment. I did see it. But look, this is just for the record. This is not my ticket. But the reason I posted it is because I want to show you guys the odds of Jake Bobo cashing an anytime touchdown yesterday. He was 35-1 odds. Somebody, I don't know, somebody probably knew the script. Because he put $1,000 on Jake Bobo. Why would you put $1,000 on Jake Bobo unless you knew something in advance? Because Jake Bobo is garbage. He's like a fourth string wide receiver in that team. You're gonna put $1,000 on him to catch an anytime touchdown? Maybe hard to believe that somebody trusted Jake Bobo to catch a touchdown without having some back knowledge. But anyways, prior to the game, I put out this post. Look, this was before yesterday. If you're going to bet on today's NFL Conference Championship, just be responsible because, as I mentioned, the 19s can go in favor of the Seattle Seahawks. So what happens during the game? Number 19, Jake Bobo, number 19, he catches a 17-yard pass and in the end zone to get a touchdown pass, right? Right after number 19 from the Rams muffles the ball. And then the running back has 19 carries in the massive 19 ritual. So that's what I'm saying. How is that not impressive? I'm letting the people know about the 19s, and then number 19 catches an anytime touchdown when his odds is 35-1. Oh my goodness. 35-1 odds. Okay, so the Pacers is about to end. Okay, let me see. Pacers about to become 3-20 away, 9-14 at home. Yeah, I'm not seeing the Kobe stuff yet. Maybe in the final score, the Kobe stuff becomes a lot more clear. I'm not seeing it now, yo. I'm not seeing it now yet, though. All right. I know people be saying that I speak low in my videos. I mean, I don't know. Look how close my mouth is to the microphone. I mean, I don't know if I can get closer than this. Maybe I need a new microphone. Maybe that's what it is. But I don't know. When I listen to my videos on the playback, I hear myself pretty good. Maybe you guys are listening to me on your phones. Like, try listening to the videos on a TV screen. Most TVs nowadays have YouTube. 30-54 points. Yeah, I'm not seeing the tributes yet. I gave out this pick on Patreon, so I don't want to talk about it. But what I will say about this is just be careful if you're gonna bet on the upset. Just be careful, because there's a lot on the Lakers side. That's all I'll say about that. But the upset is possible because, again, Luka could become 41-24. We saw how that number was big when the Miami Heat lost to the Hornets that game on March 11, 2020. Kobe Bryant, his name is 41, died at 41. He wore number 24. Luka, go look up his record. What makes it tricky is that, LeBron James does equal 42, and he wears the number 23. But Luka record with Lakers, King equals 41-23. He picked up his 41st win against the Mavericks. when Dallas is 41. But yeah, if he loses today to the Bulls, he'll be 41-24. Like how today's Kobe Bryant's death anniversary, and Kobe Bryant was 41. He wore number 24. He could also become 42-23, like how LeBron James is 42, and LeBron James wears number 23, his teammate. And the Bulls can fall to 23-23 because that's Michael Jordan's team. Michael Jordan wore number 23. They paid tribute to Michael Jordan early in the season with the Hornets game. The Hornets became 12-23, the two numbers that Michael Jordan used to wear, because Bulls equals 12. 45 days before Michael Jordan's birthday, when he also wore number 45. So yeah, just be careful. Michael Jordan's team could become 23-23. Oh man, I need some water. Shit, so much. Yeah, and I'm not even, to be honest with you, I'm not even scratching the surface with Kobe Bryant. I'm not even scratching the surface, man. It's impossible. It's impossible to cover everything. But yeah, 54 is a huge number with this guy. Look, Kobe Bryant, Gianna Bryant, Jesuit order. The guy's the old white man controlling the basketball games. You guys think it's these head coaches? It's not. Oh, did I mention that 2/8/2024? That was the day with 54 numerology. That was the day that the trophy was unveiled. On a 54th day numerology at that. Funny enough, his daughter, Vanessa Lane, her name is also 41. Oh, no. Excuse me. That's not his daughter. His wife. What am I saying? His wife. The trophy gets unveiled while she's 41 years old. Right? And her name is actually Vanessa Lane before she was Vanessa Bryant. Her birth name is Vanessa Lane. Her name is also 41 like Kobe Bryant. So just think about it. His wife, the wife that they chose, I don't even think he chose his wife. I think she was appointed to Kobe Bryant. Like, yo, listen, this is gonna be your husband. And when you turn 41, his trophy is gonna be unveiled alongside your daughter. And that's what I think, man. And now that I think about it, she's Mexican. In light of what they did with the Fernando Valenzuela on the Day of the Dead, oh my gosh. Let's not forget about Kobe. Oh my gosh, yeah. So when I wrote my book. Okay, so my book didn't really do too good. That's why I don't really promote it. But I did write a book. It's 19 pages. It's not that long. I priced it at $5, even though we only got like around 200 sales. People don't support the work, guys. They don't support it. But if you guys are interested in reading my book, you go to my Simple Truth Television Instagram page, and the link is in the bio. I wrote up what I focused on in 2020 was around the death of Kobe Bryant, because I saw how significant it was. Because I started noticing the patterns with rappers that year. Remember I was telling you how big and massive Kobe Bryant was? Right? They had the COVID stuff. They had all the championships connected to Kobe Bryant, but they was also sacrificing rappers at an unbelievable rate, and they were all connected to Kobe Bryant. Pop Smoke, which was probably the most popular rapper who died in 2020, Pop Smoke died exactly 24 days after Kobe Bryant, the guy who wore the number 24. And if you watch Pop Smoke's interviews, he spoke about how his favorite basketball player was Kobe Bryant. Ended up dying 24 days after Kobe in L.A. And he has a song called Christopher Walken, which reminds you of the actor Christopher Walken. He died 41 days before the actor's birthday. His last interview was with Angie Martinez. He died 41 days after her birthday. Think about how big 41 was with Kobe Bryant. The name Bashar Jackson equals 41. Like robbery, like Brooklyn. He's supposed to be got robbed and then killed. Bashar Jackson is his birth name. He put out a song called Christopher Walken. And in that music video, at the 2-minute and 29-second mark, there's a helicopter crash. The name Bashar Jackson is 229. Like how he died 229 days after 50 Cent's birthday, who is supposed to be what I think is his father. I came out and said, I think 50 Cent is his father, because the way they kept comparing them, both of them, while he was alive. I was like, oh, there's probably more to this. And then I said, oh, look, they got Pop Smoke on February 19th, the 50th day of the year. 229 days after 50 Cent's birthday, which is the 50th prime number, but Shaw Jackson is 229. Maybe there's more to this stuff. And people was calling me crazy, like, oh no, man, that's not his son. And then 50 Cent came out and produces the album. And recently he's been posting on his Instagram page, he asking the question like, hey, Pop, you look so much like me. Who's your mom? Mockery. Yeah, you know who his mom is. You fucked her raw and gave her a baby. And then you didn't claim it, ever. You didn't let the world know that was your son. But we all know it's your son, 50. That's why he gives you all those tributes in his songs. Well, I'm just a window shopper. Mad at me? Yeah, he's paying tribute to his daddy, who sacrificed him probably on the 50th day of the year. But the point I'm trying to make is they were sacrificing players in connection to Kobe Bryant. Blue Benji Kobe was another one. Think about how Kobe Bryant dies on 1/26. This poor guy, he gets killed on 12/6, on December 6th. And his name is Blue Benji Kobe. And think about the initials BBK, the reflection of KBB. Kobe's initials is KBB. Kobe Bean Bryant. This guy is Blue Benji Kobe. And he dies on 12/6, on December 6th. 45 weeks after Kobe Bryant. When you write out 45 equals 126. They both, one died on 1/26, the other one died on 12/6. And notice the name Blue Benji Kobe, 113 and 238. Like how the name Kobe Bryant equals 113. Kobe Bryant born on 23/8. Like how Michael Jordan's 113 and 238. Remember we said that in the beginning of the video. So this is what I focused on in my book. How they kept sacrificing rappers with Kobe. Look at the helicopter crash at the 229 mark. This is Pop Smoke's video. A helicopter crash? This is before Kobe died. He put out this video. Before Kobe died. Before he died. Of course, it's before he died, but it's before Kobe died. He has a helicopter crash? How many music videos have you seen lately where there's a helicopter crash? The guy ends up dying 24 days after Kobe. A helicopter crash. Isn't that something weird that happened in a music video? Yeah, but yeah, if you want to read more about this stuff and all the rappers that died that year, notice it. Again, Bashar Jackson, 41, Brooklyn, 41, LA, 41, Robbery, 41, Pop Smoke died on day 41, numerology. Yeah, you see the March 31st? That's Christopher Walken's birthday. Christopher Walken. Like how the music video is Christopher Walken. It's in this video that he has a helicopter crash. Christopher Walken, the King of New York. The King of New York. Died 41 days before his birthday. See that? So they synced us up with the actors, with the NBA players. Look, from January 26th, the day that Kobe died, to February 19th, the day Pop Smoke died. 24 days. And in this interview, oh my gosh, I forgot to mention. Remember we were saying about 50 Cent, right? Being his father? 50 Cent, he had an interview with Angie Martinez on February 19th. The day that Pop Smoke ends up dying. This interview came out in the morning on February 19th, 2020. Nobody knew that Pop Smoke was going to pass away. So the interview gets put out. Boom. 126,000 views, right? Then in the afternoon, the news breaks. Rapper Pop Smoke shot and killed in Beverly Hills. And 50 Cent has an interview with Angie Martinez. And Pop Smoke's last interview was with Angie Martinez. And he ends up dying 41 days after her birthday. Her birthday is January 9th. From her birthday to Pop Smoke's death, 41 days, when the name Bashar Jackson is 41. Unbelievable stuff. And then for her to have an interview with 50 Cent on the day that he died. Pop Smoke with 41 music videos on his YouTube channel. 41 videos on his YouTube channel the day he died. And keep in mind, he was born July 20th, the 201st day of the year. The judge wrote us 201. Just like Kobe Bryant. The pandemic was declared 201 days after his birthday. Again, it all goes back to the judgment order, though. It all goes back to him. And notice in the music video, Wangsta, who is this little boy wearing a Kobe Bryant jersey? Some might argue that that's his other son. I think that's Pop Smoke. I think that's Pop Smoke. Wearing a Kobe Bryant jersey while 50 Cent is wearing Laker pants. And then Pop Smoke dies 24 days after Kobe Bryant? Okay. Maybe I'm reaching. Isn't that what people say? Oh, he's reaching. Okay. Look at it right here. Look at the reach right here. At the 229 mark, when Bashar Jackson is 229, we get to see the helicopter. And then boom. So what happened in the... Okay, so 132, that's 248 points. 248. 248. Yeah, I'm not seeing the symbology yet. Siakam with 26 points on the 26. Pacers equals 26. Yeah, let me give you guys some advice, right? Whenever you see a player is over and under at 25 and he plays for the Pacers, take the over. Take the over. Pacers equals 26. They like to put Siakam's his over and under at 25.5 a lot. Always take the over on that one. Today on the 26th, the Pacers star scores 26 points. Yeah, man, I've been here so long already. It's going on 2 hours, just nonstop Kobe Bryant stuff. And I'm not even 1% done with it. I'm not even 1% done. Let me see conspiracy. Let's see what the internet shows up. Let's see what shows up on the internet. Let's take a look at images. Okay. Oh, we can talk about Kobe Bryant's rape case. How it happened 54 days. Yeah, let's get into that. Again, 54. We've been talking about that number all video, right? I just put out a post showing this on my Instagram page. So this is the District of Colorado's complaint against Kobe Bryant. It was filed on June 30th. Actually, no, it was filed a little after because he was arrested a little after. But it says here that let me zoom in if you guys can see it. It says here that actually I'll look up the actual page so you guys can see it. So let's see the Kobe rape case complaint. Okay, so here it is. So yeah, this is much better so you guys can see it. Okay, so look. So the District of Colorado, they put this out right after his arrest. And it says here that this action for sexual assault arises out of an unlawful rape of plaintiff Jane Doe by defendant Kobe Bryant on the night of June 30th, 2003 in a hotel room in Eagle, Colorado. The guy from Philadelphia who had the Eagles pay tribute to him in the Super Bowl. So in Eagle, Colorado, Kobe rapes Jane Doe, supposedly, on June 30th, 2003. So look how easy it is, you guys. You take the calculator, which is free to use, And just type in 6/30, 2003. Again, Kobe Bryant's birthday is 8/23. So his birthday that year would have been 8/23/03, right? Look, he's supposed to be raped this Jane Doe 54 days before her birthday. Did I just discuss this number with Kobe Bryant? It's right here. Kobe Bean Bryant is 54. Gianna Bryant is 54. Jesuit Order is 54. 54 days before his birthday, he catches his rape case. You guys don't think this is ritualistic? This is a hoax. It's a hoax. On the day with 41 numerology, on the 181st day of the year, the 42nd prime number, on the day with 59 numerology. 59 and 42. Okay. Those of you in the community, I don't even have to explain that to you guys. Yeah, so Kobe rapes Jane Doe on the 59 date numerology on the 181st day of the year, the 181, the 42nd prime number. On a day with 41 numerology when the name Kobe Bryant is 41. 54 days before his own birthday. His birthday that year ended up being on the 54 day numerology as well. Like how they did Diddy on 54 rituals. The Diddy case, another rape case. Well, it wasn't rape. No, it was actually, yeah, they did accuse him of rape. They accused Diddy of all type of shit. But yeah, but 54. Who's the 54 crew? The Jesuit Order. The enemy of the world. I think that's the moment where YouTube put the ad right after, right? The enemy of the world. And then they go to a commercial. Yeah. Mockery. 181, the 42nd prime number stamped on black people throughout history. So many 42 rituals with black celebrities. Yeah, so yeah. Jane Doe on June 30th, 2003. And, you know, I should do some more digging. Let's see. 2000, because I think, did he win a NBA? When was his NBA championship? Let's see, 2023 NBA championship. It was Nets and Spurs. 2002 NBA championship. It was Lakers and Nets. Okay. So look at that. You guys remember how he died on we spoke about him dying. I don't think I mentioned this in this video, but you know, I have a special video on my channel. You guys can look it up. The guy from the community, he pointed out all the 126s in Kobe Bryant's career because he ended up dying on 126. Notice what day he won his third championship. He three-peated on 6/12, a day that's written 12/6. 12/6. Like how he died on 126 on January 26th. He three-peated, right? And no, the Lakers won with how many points? How many points? I can't hear you guys. How many points the Lakers scored against the Nets? I heard you. 113 points. 113 points. Yeah. More coincidence for that ass. But yeah. Let's measure from June. Okay, so that's from June 12th to 2002 to that rape case. Let's see what numbers come up. Because it's always symbolic. From the last championship to the day that they're being shamed, it's always symbolic. So June 12th, 2002 to 6/30, 2003. 54 weeks. 54 weeks! Are you not listening? The 76 prime number, 383 days. Negro, Rasta, Slave, Blues, 76. Kobe Bryant rapes Jane Doe 383 days after winning his three-peat, where the Lakers scored 113 points against the team from the 201 area code, the New Jersey Nets. 383 days, a 76 prime number. And then he does it on the 59 day numerology when Negro, Rasta, Slave, Blues is all 59 and 76, the 181st day of the year, the 42nd prime number. Wow. Wow. 54 weeks later. Wow. 54 days before his birthday. Wow. Unbelievable. Ritualism. Shaming. This is the things you have to put up with if you want to be a big-time NBA player. If you want to be Mr. 81 points. These are the things you have to do. If you want to take 100 shots in a basketball game and not pass the ball, because that's what Kobe Bryant runs. He was a fucking ball hog. Kobe shooting over 5 people. Look at this shit. This photograph is hilarious. Look at that. The guy with fucking 4 other teammates decides to shoot a basketball with 4 defenders on him. I mean, is this the guy you want to play basketball with? I would hate to be this guy's teammate. Hey, Kobe, I'm open. Over here. No, I got to score 81 for this satanic ritual. I can't give you the ball now. I can't pass the ball. I got to score 81 for this ritual. And this is not AI, you guys. This is actually in a real game. This was actually at a real game. He scored over 4 defenders. He shot the. Not only is this bad defense, nobody should ever play defense like this. But when you're Kobe Bryant, they know that you're not gonna pass the ball, and then I understand why they did it. Not only is this bad offense, this is also bad defense. Why would you leave 4 defenders wide open like that? Yeah, look, this was an actual game. Look at all the team. Look at Pau Gasol under the basket, wide open. He could have gave it to Gasol right there. He would have scored an easy basket. Look at Ron Artest in the paint, just waiting to get a pass, but no, he wants to shoot it. He has faith that he can make it. And this is who everybody praises. You know, a ball hog, a Satanist, a sellout. A guy, you know, if he did die, a guy who didn't mind sacrificing his own daughter. That's who Kobe Bryant was. I don't think he was a rapist, but he was definitely a sellout. Definitely a sellout. I know a lot of Kobe Bryant fans are not gonna like me saying this, but it's the facts. Get over it. Get it over with. Face it. Get over Kobe Bryant. Stop saying happy birthday when he on June 23rd. I still see all these people wishing Kobe Bryant a happy birthday. Like, oh, today it's the greatest of all time's birthday. Happy birthday to Kobe. You fucking idiot. Kobe don't fucking know you. Don't give a fuck about you. You wishing Kobe Bryant a happy birthday? You guys are fucking pathetic. I hate you motherfuckers. Everybody who I seen post happy birthday Kobe Bryant, I unfollowed you. Check your following. I don't follow you anymore. If you're one of those people that posted happy birthday, if you're one of my friends on social media, and you recently posted happy birthday Kobe Bryant or happy birthday to any celebrity, I unfollowed you, and you haven't even noticed. I don't follow you anymore because you're a fucking idiot. Happy birthday, Kobe. There's people posting today that Kobe, oh, R.I.P. Kobe, oh, the greatest of all time. Fuck him. He didn't even want to pass the trophies. They were trying to save his life.
Me the trophies and we'll pull you out.
Pass.
Oh, shit. It's Kobe Bryant.
Help me.
Just pass me the trophies and we'll pull you out.
Pass.
Perfect. Perfect way to go out, Kobe. Exploding in a helicopter. Oh man, yeah, I probably have a lot of other Kobe stuff in my Instagram page, but there's no way to like I have over 3,000 posts because this is where I put most of my stuff at now. I don't put it on my blog. I should have just kept putting it on my blog. It would have been easier to locate. Now in order to get all the Kobe stuff, you have to manually look for it, and that's also very, very difficult to do. But so the rape case. Let's see what else pops up on Google. The disturbing rape case on the 181st day of the year on the 59th date numerology. Kobe Bryant rapes Jane Doe. Oh my God, leave Kobe alone. R.I.P. You gematria guys got to stop with all these numbers. What happened on 224? You guys remember what happened on 224? It wasn't at the Kobe funeral at the Staples Center on 224 to honor number 2 and number 24. Like a society Jesus equals 224. These are the people planning this stuff, and this is why they put their numbers right in front of your face, because they know you're not going to notice it. The Society of Jesus equals 224. These pair of numbers have very little to do with Kobe Bryant and Gianna. This number goes beyond Kobe Bryant and Gianna. It goes way beyond them. This is the number that identifies the corporates, the people responsible for these rituals. All right? Face it. Kobe Bryant was not who you thought he was. Face it. Here it is on Sports Illustrated. Kobe Bryant accused on July 4th on the nation's birthday, 2003. Let's see how old was the nation when that article came out. Let's take a look. On July 4th. Wow. 1776. The guy who was about 243 days, 243 years after the nation was established. Let's see. How old was Kobe Bryant? Oh, it was the 229th birthday of the U.S. No, I'm bugging. You guys see, I could have sworn I put to 1776, but maybe I didn't. Maybe I didn't. See, that's why you have to double check on this calculator stuff. Derek, fix this bug. I'm telling you, there's something wrong with this website. Okay, so it was the 227th birthday of the nation's birthday. The 227. I know that's it's a number that connects to pi. The 49th prime number. I'm probably missing what that means, but yeah. So on the nation's birthday, Sports Illustrated puts him on the front cover. Eagle County Sheriff's Office, July 4th, 2003. Kobe Bryant accused. Accused of what? Of being black? Or having a name that equals 54? What is he being accused of? What are the Hornets doing? Hornets with 6. Let's see. 69 points at the half, right? Just looking at the ritualism in real time. 41 points. Something tells me the Sixers are going to score 41 points in the half. Let's see if it stays there on Kobe's death anniversary. They could get 42, but let's see if it stays at 41. Let's see if they missed the other free throw. What you guys think? He's shooting a free throw. Okay, so he made the first one. Oh, that was the end one. Oh, so that was the end one. So you got the 40th point, and then he made the free throw to get the 41. Are the Sixers going to stay on 41 points on Kobe Bryant's death anniversary? Again, this is in real time. We've been talking about 41 the entire video. This game is going on right now. On Kobe's death anniversary, the Sixers, the team where he's from, has 41 points at the half. Right? I mean, are you not seeing this? This is real time right now. Look, there's 19 seconds left in the game. 69 is important because Society of Jesus is 69. What is it? 69? I think the Jesuit order is 69. Again, 41 points in the second quarter for the Hornets. R.I.P. Kobe. Let's see if they stay on 41 points. But you had the Rams. Here we are, 2 hours into the stream, talking about the number 41, 41, 41, 41, 41, 41, 41, 41. And what do the Sixers do on his death anniversary? They score 41 points at the half, while the Hornets score 41 points in the second quarter. They might be, this might be the final score. Okay, so he missed. So he got Philly shooting a free throw. So he missed the first free throw. Okay, so he could get to 42. But let's see if he misses the second free throw as well. 42 and 69. I know Saturn equals 42 and 69. They do pay tribute to 42 and 69 as well, but let's see if he makes the second free throw. Saturn, the keeper of time, is 69 to 42, by the way. It's very possible they do this little Saturn tribute on Kobe's death anniversary. 42 and 69. There it is. 76 is delay of game violation. And think about the basketball team, right? The 76ers. When slave and Negro is 76. So there's a bunch of fucking slaves. The Philadelphia Slavers. So they got to 42. It's 69. Yes. Saturn is 42 and 60 and 69. But you got to love the Hornets, the team that drafted Kobe Bryant. They dropped 41 points in that second period. Okay, so they got the 44. Okay. 44 and 69. 22 points in each quarter. Basketball's 22. 41 points in the second quarter, man. What is 44 plus 69? Let's do the math real quick. Mathematics, real easy stuff, man. Something you learn in third grade. That's why, you guys see that? That's why they didn't stay on 41 points. That's why. What is 69 plus 44? But you had the Rams. $113 points. The team that drafted, I was telling you, today is going to be Kobe Bryant everywhere. Kobe Bryant everywhere. Look, so the Hornets have 41 points in the second quarter. And it's a combined of 113 points at the half. Man, the way they do this stuff is just so sophisticated, yo. Oh my gosh. That's why, trying to be ahead of these people is so difficult because they always one step ahead of us, man. It's like maybe have a 25-point deficit. Deficit 25. Man, these people are so slick, man. So yeah, I told you guys we was gonna pay attention and just observe the Kobe ritualism. Sometimes there's a deeper narrative, right? So I thought, at first I said, you know what, maybe they'll stay with 41 points, but there was a deeper narrative, and that was them getting to 113 combined points, and that's what they did. You guys see that? Yeah, that's that fucking bullshit. Yeah, that's that bullshit. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. 113 points. So Vinny says his dad died from a stroke. Oh, do you guys notice how? Yeah, his father, Jelly Bean. You know, I think they changed his death date. Cause I remember when he died, it was on the same day as Nate Thurman. He died on 15/7, going back to 157, Kobe Bryant 157, like accident. But I think they changed his death date because I remember when he died. This was the thing that I was talking about. I'm like, or maybe they announced the news on July 16th. But notice that they died. No, Nate Thurman and Joe Bryant, they died a day apart. Nate Thurman is LeBron James' father, if you guys didn't know. Who wore number 42 for the Cavaliers and the Warriors. Like how LeBron started playing in the NBA Finals, Warriors and Cavs. When Joe Bryant passed away, I could have sworn it said that his date of death was July 16th. So I said, look at that. Kobe father and LeBron father, they died 8 years apart. 8 years apart. Like how Kobe won number 8. So think about LeBron surpasses Kobe and then Kobe dies. Nate Thurman ends up dying 27 days after LeBron James wins the championship for the Cleveland Cavaliers on June 19th, 2016, on the real King James' birthday. LeBron scores 27 points. Then 27 days later, Nate Thurman passes away, his father, who played for the Warriors and Cavaliers, who wore the number 42, like I got the name LeBron James 42. He died in 2016. Then 8 years later, we get the news that Joe Bryant passes away. But then they changed it to a day before. They say he died on July 15th. And it makes sense because 157, like the Kobe Bryant number. But I could have swore he died. Yeah, he died from a massive stroke, supposedly. I could have swore he died on Nate Thurman's death anniversary, man. Because I think let's see. Let me take a look at my blog. That's why it's important to take screenshots, because they like to change the dates around. Yeah, look, I even said he died on a day with 67 numerology, because blood sacrifice and human sacrifice is 67. The name Jelly Bean is 86. Blood sacrifice is 86 and 67. So the whole time, oh, look, let me see. What did TMZ say? Former NBA player Joe Bryant, the father of Hall of Famer Kobe Bryant, has died at the age of 69 years old, according to the Philadelphia Inquirer. Joe recently battled a health issue and suffered a massive stroke. Yeah, he died 271 days after his birthday, the 58th prime number when Kobe Bryant was 58. The guy born in the year 54. His father was born in the year 54. That guy Kobe died 41 years after his father was drafted. No. I think Kobe retired. It's in my other notes. I'll look it up, but yeah, for some reason, I think you know what it was? Let me see. Yeah, that might be what it was. They broke the news on July 16th. I think that's what it was. They broke the news on July 16th on the death anniversary of Nate Thurman, 8 years later. And look at the photograph that they chose from May 4th, from 5/4. The guy born in the 54, the guy whose name equals 54, Jesuit Order 54. Yeah, but I really thought he died on the day that the news broke. But they goes at 69 again. Remember, these Jesuit Order 69. Like I don't know, Hornets got 69 points right now. That's a big number with the Illuminati, the Catholic Church. Joe Bryant's. Yeah, but they broke the news on Nate Thurman's death anniversary. That's probably what it was. But yeah, that was the day with 67 numerology. Blood Sacrifice 67. Jelly Bean is 86. Blood Sacrifice 67 and 86. Kobe died on the day with 67 numerology as well. So yeah, he died 271 days after his birthday. That 58th prime number when Kobe Bryant's 58, like Freemasonry, like secret society. I mean, this is mockery right here. This is mockery. You know, I'm gonna take a screenshot just to show people, like. But there's so much of this stuff. Like, this stuff is so repetitive, man. I don't know how people still be debating and shit. Like, what is it gonna take? What is it going to take? I probably change the words around. I don't like how I wrote this, but on Kobe Bryant's death anniversary, the city where he is from and the team that drafted him, comma, has managed to score a combined 113 points to honor the great NBA player. I could rewrite that a little better, but in Gematria, Kobe Bryant equals 113, etc., 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 etc. Just something to reference, you know. I can't post it. Oh my god! Of course I can't post it. Let me take another screenshot of it. Actually, I know what I do. Kobe Bryant from Philadelphia and drafted by the Hornets is tributed on his. I don't think tributed is the right word. Is honored on his death anniversary by having the two teams associated with those cities score a combined 113 points in the first half. Kobe Bryant from Philadelphia. Kobe Bryant, who is from Philadelphia, and was drafted by the Charlotte Hornets, is honored on his death anniversary. Notice the two teams combined. The two teams have scored a combined. The two teams have scored a combined 113 points in the first half. Jamaja Kobe Bryant goes 113, etc., etc., etc. Okay, I think that's good. Yeah, man, we're doing this in real time though. I mean, I didn't know that there was gonna be 113 points in that game. Haven't we been talking about 113 from the beginning of the video? You gotta be kidding me. We're doing this in real time, so you guys can see this stuff is no accident. 113 points. Philadelphia versus Charlotte. Steve Nash with the tribute, the guy whose name is 113. My heart is broken for Kobe and his family. I'll never forget the battles, but what I really admired was the father he was to his girls. Yeah, the guy who sacrificed his kids. Yeah, he was a great father. Rest in peace, old friend. We're your angel, Gianna. Yeah, the guy who sacrificed his daughter at the age of 13 is a great father. Kobe conspiracy theories. I just want to see what the internet points out. Can't forget about the helicopter toy that was given out prior to his death. A helicopter toy at the basketball game. Yeah, but this was the site of the crash. I mean, it's supposed to be 9 passengers. Not a single body. They all turned into dust. You guys heard in the beginning of the video, right? I was playing the news report. Go back and rewind to the beginning of the video if you want to, and listen to the reporter. He says all 9 survivors have perished. Does that make sense? How can you be a survivor if you perished? All 9 survivors. So which one is it? Did they die or did they survive? All 9 survivors. All 9 passengers perished. All 9 survivors? I don't think he made a mistake. I think that was just part of the mockery, you guys. All 9 survivors? Why would he word it that way? Of course they're survivors because they're alive. They never died. All 9 survivors. Actually, I'm going to play it just so you can hear it. Let's go to that. Let's see. Damn, I've been here that long. Okay, so here it is. From 2:14. So damn, almost 2 hours already. Okay. Let's play the video. Listen to the guy say, the 9 survivors perished. The 9 survivors. Okay.
This is an ABC News special report. Now reporting, Tom Yamas.
And good evening, and we are coming back on the air with new details on the tragic death of NBA legend Kobe Bryant. ABC News confirming the 5-time NBA champion for the Los Angeles Lakers was among 5 people killed when a helicopter crashed and caught fire in Southern California. Authorities in Los Angeles County are holding a news conference now. Let's go to that.
Good afternoon. My name is Daryl Osby, and I'm the fire chief of the Los Angeles County Fire Department. I want to thank you for coming here to today's briefing of the Willow incident. Today, shortly before 10 o'clock at 9:47 a.m., the Los Angeles County Fire Department received a 911 call of a potential helicopter down in a brush fire at the intersection of Los Virgenes Road and Willow Glen Street in the city of Calabasas in unincorporated Los Angeles County. Upon arrival, our firefighters discovered approximately a quarter-acre brush fire that resulted from a crash on the hillside. The Los Angeles County Fire Department initial response was 15 pieces of apparatus and 56 personnel that consisted of paramedics, engine company, heavy rescue, truck company, hand crews, and aircraft, and a chief officer to oversee the incident. Upon arrival during the incident and upon arrival of the Sheriff's Department, our two respective departments entered into unified command to handle this incident. Our firefighters on scene indicated that there was a debris field and steep terrain with a quarter-acre brush fire that was occurring at the time. Our firefighters hiked in to the accident site with their medical equipment and hose lines to extinguish the stubborn fire, as it included the brush fire, debris from a helicopter, and the fire also included magnesium, which is very hard for our firefighters to extinguish because magnesium reacts with oxygen and water. In addition to our firefighters hiking into the incident, we had one helicopter flying to the incident with firefighter paramedics on board. Those paramedics were hoisted down to the incident early into the incident. They did a search of the area for survivors. Unfortunately, all the survivors on board were determined to have been perished. Firefighters and hand crews worked to extinguish the fire while carefully preserving the incident for investigation. Currently, the investigation is still ongoing.
Going. That's how you can tell these people that they're reading a script. Because, like, why are you stuttering, my man? Just talk regular. Like, do you guys hear me stuttering? Because I'm speaking from the heart. I'm not reading a script. I'm not trying to remember something. I'm just speaking out. Right? If something happens, you should speak fluently. Kobe Bryant, this happened. No, the 9 survivors in the helicopter. Why the fuck are you stuttering? You're stuttering because you're trying to remember what they told you to say. You're nervous because your bosses might, you might end up in the obituary in the headlines, and they might say that you committed suicide if you don't do what you was told to do. That's why he's nervous, because his bosses are in the back, right? His handlers. But yeah, man, 9 survivors. What a way to phrase that. And it's probably because he's nervous, because he's lying. He's fucking lying. Man, the Hornets are really taking care of business. The team that drafted Kobe Bryant, they're taking care of business. Almost 30-point deficit. I'm up about 26, right? Is that 26 points? Let's see, my math is good. 78 minus 44. It's Kobe Bryant 26. Bryant 26. 34 points, excuse me. 34. I wonder if they win by 41 points today. Let's see if the Hornets win by 41. Yeah. All right, I'm gonna leave it there because I have things to do. It's 4:30. It's getting late. I've been here for almost 2.5 hours. And like I said, if I was to put everything together in one video with Kobe Bryant, I won't be able to finish in a week, because they've done nonstop tributes to Kobe Bryant since he passed away, nonstop. I try to just cover the surface stuff, but I mean, I haven't even gotten into all the stuff that they've done in other things. Like, well, we spoke about the rappers and stuff like that, but they killed former players too. Look, Moses Malone, his death was synced up with Kobe Bryant. He died at the age of 60, like how Kobe died at 60. He died on September 13th. I don't remember exactly what the decode was. I remember when this first happened, I think Zach covered it, because I didn't have a YouTube channel when Moses Malone passed away. But yeah, go to Zach's old blog, and you're gonna see how much. Oh look, Moses Malone 41 and 58. He I remember Zach was talking about this years ago. Let me see if I can pull up his notes. Yeah, Moses Malone 41 and 58 like Kobe Bryant, and then he died at 60 like Kobe Bryant. And yeah, he had the Philadelphia connection to Kobe. So they've been sacrificing not only rappers, but they've been sacrificing other players in connection to Kobe. And this guy died way before Kobe died, but they was already sacrificing players to Kobe Bryant. Because I remember when this happened, Zach covered it, and he probably remembers it a lot better than I do. Look, the Black Mama's 60-point game finish comes 213 days after the death of Philadelphia Moses Malone at the age of 60. Yeah, so Black Mamba, he scored 60 213 days after the death of Moses Malone. That's what it was. That's what it was. It was synced up with Kobe's 60-point game against the Utah Jazz. It was synced up with the death of Moses Malone. I remember this like it was yesterday. Of course, death is 213. The N-word is 60. Yeah, I don't even think he caught the 41 and 58. Let me see if he did. Yeah, but Kobe Bryant is 41 and 58 like Moses Malone. Yeah, he caught it. Look, yeah, Kobe Bryant 58, Los Angeles Lakers 58. Yeah, he saw it. Yeah, 58. Yeah, big 58 ritual. And no, this is Darryl Dawkins. You see, Darryl Dawkins died at 58. Another guy from Philadelphia. I got Kobe Bryant equals 58. You see, Darryl Dawkins, Moses Malone, they've killed other players in connection to Kobe Bryant. This is what I'm saying. I'm not even scratching the surface. Like, it's literally impossible to cover everything with this guy. This guy was huge. No wonder they want to make him the logo of the NBA. They want to make Kobe Bryant the logo, and I understand it now. I understand. All right, you guys. Take care. Please hit the like, share the video, and then if you guys notice anything that I missed, I know I missed a lot, but if you notice, if you want to mention anything that you think people should know about Kobe Bryant, mention it in this video, because Kobe had a lot of fans, and for some reason, his fans are still asleep to what really happened and what has been happening since the death of Kobe Bryant. You guys just saw right now live while the Sixers are playing the Hornets. You just saw live how they just had a combined of 113 points to pay tribute to the man on his death anniversary. Are you fucking kidding me?